Impacts from a vigorous coastal low pressure system will increase across eastern Australia through the rest of Tuesday, and these impacts will continue for the coming days. First, let's have a look at the latest warning situation, and a severe weather warning is current for damaging winds above 90 kilometres an hour, extending all the way from southern Queensland and down towards the south coast of New South Wales. It is quite a broad area, and the timing of the winds will depend on where you are. But generally speaking, for areas south of the Central Tablelands and the Hunter, including Sydney, those winds will really ramp up on Tuesday afternoon and into the evening. Further north and into southern Queensland, those winds intensify from Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. Additionally, there is the risk of seeing locally destructive wind gusts above 125 kilometres an hour, and those are possible about Sydney's eastern suburbs and down the coastal fringe towards the Illawarra and the south coast, and these could cause significant damage. Next, for the rainfall, and heavy rainfall is a possibility south of about Wollongong. We could also see heavy falls towards Sydney, but really through this southern area here, we could see 6-hourly totals up to 120 millimetres, leading to flash flooding and riverine flooding. We'll still see areas of rainfall further north, but the heaviest and the focus will be south of about Wollongong. Finally, there is a warning for coastal hazards, and damaging surf will build through the afternoon and into the evening, first between Seal Rocks in the north and down towards the Illawarra, then extending down towards the Victorian border into tonight. Heavy surf and large waves could cause coastal erosion and make conditions dangerous on the beach. So having a look at those impacts, what can we expect? First, with those winds, we could see significant damage to trees and property. Heavy rainfall could cause flash and riverine flooding, and on the beach and also on the foreshore, we could see those dangerous coastal conditions developing with large waves and swell coming through. So now, let's have a closer look at that flood watch. With that rain coming through, we could see the potential for minor to moderate flooding. Minor flooding is possible through these catchment areas in green, and orange areas do show the possibility of seeing moderate flooding. Through these areas in blue, this is where we do see generalised flood watches, and this extends all the way down into Victoria, into western parts of Gippsland. Importantly though, this map is dynamic and will change over the coming days. We could see further flood watches being issued, as well as flood warnings once the rain does start to fall and rivers start to respond. Next, we'll have a closer look now at what we can expect day by day. For the rest of Tuesday, we see this low pressure system really sitting and intensifying off the coast of New South Wales, drawing in very vigorous winds onto the coast, as well as widespread areas of rain. We do see this system gradually pushing towards the north on Wednesday, but still really pushing those strong winds onto the coast. And then later Wednesday, we see another low pressure system really dumbbelling around that first one. That will really intensify and reinforce some of those winds and rain across the south coast of New South Wales. It's not till late Thursday, we finally see those conditions easing up, but it still will be quite windy, as well as seeing those dangerous coastal conditions. So we could see this severe weather continuing all the way into Thursday. In terms of rainfall, we are expecting to see the highest falls south of about Wollongong. In this black area through here, we could see those totals out to Thursday night exceeding 200 millimetres. We will also see moderate to heavy falls extending into central Victoria and up into northern parts of New South Wales. But it will depend on how long that low pressure system does stick around for, but really focusing along those southern parts of New South Wales. Finally, looking at some of those coastal conditions, we can see very large waves pushing onto the coast into Tuesday afternoon and evening. We can see that here reaching up to in excess of 6 metres in terms of total wave height. These waves will continue all the way into Wednesday, even as that low pressure system dumbbells around. And as this other one comes up, we can see another pulse of very large waves continuing all the way into Thursday night. So with winds set to intensify and heavy rain continuing and the addition of coastal hazards, we could see some dangerous conditions out there over the next few days. It is important that you have the latest information for your area. You can get that on the website, on our app, follow us on social media, and as always, please stay safe.